All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming with another word, another little something, something, because it's really very much you could say in this day and time, because Yah has already said it. He's said it all. He didn't separated the wheat from the tare, the light from the darkness, those that are spirit and those that are flesh, the serpent seed from the spiritual seed. Yah has already done an awesome job. So it's nothing Sister Deborah can say nor do that can enhance what Yah has already done. But I thank him for allowing me to just be in this day in which was prophesied, which was spoken of by our forefathers and many others. They spoke of this day. And we today don't even take this day serious. And it's been spoken of. Mm, 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 mm. I'm beholding something and I see it. I see it that there is a people in the Western and around the world who support the Western world. I see people from India entering in. And when I say entering in, it ain't that I see them entering in like today. It's like how would I say it? They here in this country and they're coming, but many are here, but many are coming. And I see them taking over many things. And I see it, a hidden nation. That I myself would never have believed that would enter in and support the Western nation in its darkness, in its evil. But I have also kept in mind that this is the synagogue of Satan. I hear people hooping and hollering about all kind of things regarding other countries, and they have not even see it. While you looking over to that country, you fail to realize Satan is in the country in which you reside. Mm, 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 mm. But when I see the people of India coming to this country, I don't see them coming like all of a sudden today, all of them coming, or yesterday they've been coming in. And I'm going to tell you where they started, where great numbers of them enter into the United States is during the time of 2019, 2020. They were preparing for the pandemic. They come to support the United States in their plan to eliminate the population with this bio. They come in to support them. Why? because they know how to communicate in a way that people wouldn't trigger or wouldn't even be triggered by the fact that, wait a minute, just because he's an Indian, that don't make him a doctor. But because they had so many come in to overwhelm all the hospitals, that's what you saw in the hospitals. So they've been coming in since then to support this country. Somewhere they were paid off to where, even during that time and so on, even to today, they're in full control. They're not in full control. They're taking over many business here in the United States of America. Places where you wouldn't see these type of people. They are now taking over. I'm assuming that that's a part of the plan, allowing them to come over during the pandemic to play a role in that great plan to eliminate the population. It was a great one because it was successful, and still rolling over to break down a certain percentage of people here in the United States of America. And it's not just a certain race of people, it's people in general. So while people are out here fighting for racial power, racial domain, they're the shield to cover up what the elites has planned. And their plan is so successful. But there's a greater plan, y'all. There's a greater plan in which I behold. I see it. And that is the will of the Father, matching the will, not the will, but the ways of man. The will of the Father is matching the ways of man. The will of the Father is matching the doing of man. The will of the Father is actually the actions of man. That's why the will need be, because it is set up in the ways, the actions, the doings, the consequences of man. That's how the will has been set up. I had no idea at 7 a.m. that my ex-husband came over to make it room here in this garage. When I got up, I sat down in the living room and just was moving about. And all of a sudden I seen his car outside. And he's sitting in the car. I said, "What's going on?" He said, he came in. Yeah, I took everything out the garage. I looked out here and I said, "Yeah, he done made room." People are coming in and hopefully they'll take everything out. If not, I have to do a new free things giveaway. It's a lot of things that's in this garage that is not junk. I mean, honestly, not junk. I remember since I've been in this house, I've had the yard sale 3 times each summer. And every time people come back the next summer and say, "You know that I bought from you, it still works." And it makes me feel so good because I'm not the individual that really believe in putting junk out there, knowing that it don't work or knowing that it's old, knowing that it's no good. I like to put decent things out that people can actually use. But I look at this here garage and I say I should have gotten rid of it instead of bringing it to my garage, to store it to my garage. I should have gotten rid of it years ago. But I piled it in the garage and now I'm trying to transition out of the garage. But why? Getting back to my topic, my ex-husband were speaking to me about that which was in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. And he went on to talking about how we had a lot of brown skinned people who was and invented and who has done mighty work in this country and never was given the credit or never was recognized. And then I began to tell him, what do he mean by that? He said, the three ladies that worked for, I think he said NASA or somewhere with space, how we never knew that they exist. And I went on to talking to him, and that's what I'm going to speak to you about right here and now. We can turn around, and we are, not Deborah, take we out, okay? People can say, and they are saying, many things in this dark and evil day. But they ain't making sense out of anything. Making sense to people is making them feel vindicated, I believe, and feel just in their flesh. They don't understand it doesn't mean anything in the flesh because the flesh is not what upholds righteous. The flesh is not what upholds just. And I'm telling you, righteous and justice in your spirit to be upheld in your flesh. Your flesh can't withhold nothing. So he was telling me about all the things that people have invented that were brown skinned people that Europeans took on, white people took on and portrayed. Yes, that they were the ones. Yes, they have lived that big lie. They're going to die that big lie. But the thing about it, I was explaining it to him. When you get into trying to understand the Bible and it talks about that which is in the dark shall come to the light, we now have to go to the light to understand what it's meaning when it says that. You have to go to the light. And going to the light, I wanted him to understand all of the brown skinned people have created many things. And in the process of creating the first brain surgeon, the one who created light signals, street light signals, the one who invented peanut butter, all these things. Do you all understand they had a bloodline that they could have left with their history? Think about it. Their history didn't need to go and be what it is in the eyes of the white man. It could have been the history on down generation and generation and generation. This is what the problem, it's a problem to the Most High Yah, because he says that he's going to judge us as individuals who refuse to take things of the light down generation to generation and generation and generation. We never taught generation, even to today. We want to teach them rap. We want to teach them how to use a gun. We want to teach them how to grow vegetables. We want to teach them everything but truth. So when the Father told me during this time I've been out, he said, Deborah, you know, truth and righteous has no place in the earth. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. He said, no, they don't have a place. You know, like I was telling you, you know how Yeshua said, I have no place to lay my head. When he was speaking of a place of rest for his spirit, man. That, because once your spirit can get some rest and can get some peace, can get some joy, can get some happiness, guess what? It flows straight into your flesh. straight into your flesh. And this is what Yeshua was saying. I have no place to lay my head. Not on this earth, not in this world. Is not a place where I'm going to get the peace, y'all. I'm going to get the rest. That's what he said. When I say unto you that it is like that with any and everything. People are looking for things to be revealed to them from the flesh level where they can get that peace, that joy, that happiness, that feel that they have the ruach, that feel that they are in there, and not understanding. You are desiring the things of the flesh before you receive the things of the spirit. And that cannot be. But that's the will of the Father. These things he has orchestrated. So when I'm getting back to him saying to me, my ex-husband saying to me this morning, he said, all of these people have invented things and white people have taken them on as if it was their invention. Okay. But listen to that. And it's if they developed or came up with it. Say, for instance, they did that. Let's not say, for instance, yes, they did. Let's just nail that thing. Yes, that's something they did and they continue to do. But what about what is in you? Because I told him I had a problem ever since I was a young person. I used to wonder, why is it a people is like this here? Why is it they don't share certain things with each other to make it better for themselves? We are a people, a nation, the house of Israel that have had no unity. It did not start when we got over here, you guys. And I think that's one of the biggest lies many of you all hold in your heart. This thing didn't start when you came into captivity. This thing started way at the beginning. So therefore, what happened to where, this is what I used to say when I was young, them coming on the slave, when I was young, I'm talking about this was around about 19 to 20s and up in my 20s. I couldn't understand that. Why couldn't the people on the slave ship hum or praise or sing the music to the glory of the Father? Why couldn't they have service underneath the ship and while they were chained up? Why couldn't they commune with Yah? And why couldn't they do have a relationship with Yah while they was in captivity in the ships? What happened to the Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that was in them? And I went to telling him that no one wants to attack the fact that the reason why a people are the way that they are is because it's in them. It's in them to be the way that they are. Okay, just like the Europeans, the white people, they have a level of hate. They have so many different level of hate to where they can kill and smile. They can hang somebody from a rope and all bring their families on Sunday after church and look at the people, the whole family hanging on a rope with children, and laugh and grin and have a good time. You see, they can do all these things because it's in them, you guys. And I know a lot of y'all be looking for me to talk about what the Europeans them doing, but you don't understand. Sister Deborah already know it's in them. And that's why I'm able to talk about Judah. It's so rooted in them to be the way that they are. And it's not rooted in them because Yah chose them to root it in them, to take evil and put it in them. No, you didn't understand how earth came to be. It's when heavens wrote it up. It's the respect that you would have to have for the Most High Yah is to, oh, that was the fan, is to understand that heavens had wrote all of it up and signed it out. Hold on, y'all. Trying to squeeze through here. If it falls again, it's going to stay down. I'm going to leave it there. So what I'm saying is, we're trying to, whoops, we're trying to make sense out of things that cannot be made sense out of it, because it only brings the sense to the flesh. You have to make sense with things in the spirit realm first and foremost. So when my ex-husband was telling me about all these things that black people have created and done, I said, why couldn't they hold on to their own history? And that's when I went to telling him, as a young person studying and always wanting to know the truth, always, I couldn't understand, why is it brown skinned people cannot hold on to their own truth? Why you say that, Deborah? Because when you get to Romans in chapter 1, Paul explaining to you that it was said that everything is already in you, because he put it in you. He manifested in you. I believe that because of the fact that how he taught me when I was a younger girl, that everything took place before the foundation of the world. And with that being said, that is exactly what Paul is saying. He put it in you so that you won't have no excuse. So what excuse do a brown skinned people have when you invented all of this and it wasn't kept in a record of our hearts and in our minds to train? You had children, you tell your children tell their children tell their children, on down till it get to us. But no, only way we wanted to hear it is out of the white man Bible, out of the white man book, not the white man Bible, but the white man book, the white man history, the white man telling us. We are a people that do not want, let me pull this over, and has been like that for quite some time. We don't want the things that are right. We want the things that are wrong. It's just something in us that desire the opposite of Yah's righteous will. So I was explaining to him, would we fault the Europeans from being what they are? It's in them to steal, kill, and destroy. And I'm telling y'all, it is 100% in them to kill, steal, and destroy. And you know what's on top of that? Before they can kill, steal, and destroy, they first clam on the hate. It's a level of hate that's so rooted in them that that's the only way they see living is through hate. That's the only, and I'm talking about a man, a woman, him and his wife and their 3 children. They attend church every Sunday. She's a Sunday school teacher. He's a pastor, and they attend church every Sunday, and they teaches their children. Their children get to go to college, so on and so on. These still are people. Like when I see Charles Stanley, I see that if Yah is that divided with humans to where people can teach and live 80 and 90 years, not recognizing that their own nation has 2 hands, not one, in destroying another nation, taking from another nation, killing, stealing, and destroying another nation. These are their forefathers who committed these things. And for people to be on here preaching and teaching as if, oh, those are my forefathers, not me. But what the Father wanted us to do, when you are to be a light, you bring all things that you see that's darkness into the light. If you cannot see wrong and you cannot see wrong from right and right from wrong, then therefore you are born of the flesh. You are of the darkness. You are Satan's seed. What do you mean, Deborah? Because even in Genesis, when it was time for Adam and Eve when Adam was in the garden, one thing I can tell you he placed there, he placed 2 sides. He placed the righteous side and he placed the unrighteous side. Okay, he placed that before he even made woman. Okay, then he made woman. Okay, but the side that were told not to take that side, that was the side that they chose. You see why? Because it was already in them, you guys. So what did the Father say in the kingdom? It says, I'm gonna break it down to you so you can understand it more. It says in the Bible, it says, now man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, what is he saying? Knowing righteous and unrighteous. That good should not have been there. It's showing you that they know righteous from unrighteous. They're knowing dark from light, wrong from right. Good should not have been there because good was with evil. Good was holding hands with evil in the garden. So therefore, it would have to be right, knowing right and wrong, or knowing righteous or unrighteous. So when he said man has become like one of us, he was speaking at that time to those that were in the kingdom. Us now represent like one of us, like one of us. So he's speaking of like he's speaking to many. But what the power of how us know right and wrong is because that's where it all started. See, people don't understand right and wrong, unjust and unrighteous. All of that good and right and wrong started in the kingdom when Satan did what was what? Unrighteous. What was what? Wrong. Where did he do it? In the kingdom, not on the earth. See, everything got to be brought back to the light to get to really get the fullness and the truth of the whole matter. So when he's saying that, he's telling them because the angels remember Lucifer doing unrighteous or doing what you call wrong. So he's saying in the heavens where the angels are at, he's telling them now man is in the flesh. He has now know good and evil. It should have been said righteous and unrighteous, or right or wrong. You see? So what happened? The choice was in them now to know the difference between right or wrong. Now, the questions with my ex-husband is, how is it that they created all these things and yet the white man took on it as if he created, and he told the lie in the history? But see, what you didn't understand, it was already in them to tell the lies. It was already in them to make people think that their race is superior. It's in them to make people think that they are the right ones. They are the good ones, and so on and so on. But it's already in them, you guys. That's why Sister Deborah don't waste a lot of time speaking to so much darkness or regarding so much darkness. I'm so embedded into trying to get Judah to understand what it is walking in. And from what I see, not even themselves is going to really understand what they are walking therein and how they are conducting themselves in this day and time. Why? Because it's in them to be exactly the way that they are today. So my idea was saying, okay, let me let you see what I see from the spiritual realm. Is it coming to enhance you to see it? No, you can't see it. I'm coming from the spiritual realm of who I am to let you see it from the spiritual side and bringing it into the flesh and then taking the flesh back into the spiritual realm. So when he's telling me about all the things that Black people have created, why couldn't it be translated here and here from generation to generation? It didn't have to be on papers. We could still be able to uphold that we are the true ones to invent, or we are the ones that started this or started that. If our men would have, if our women would have, like the Father say, teach generation to generation to generation to generation. They didn't do that. They never taught the generation to generation. All of them that was on the ships that came over here, all of them knew Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. But when they got over here, they didn't have to need a Bible. They didn't have to have anything because it was already in them. So we stand around and we want to blame everything and everybody for where we are at and why we are at. And because he already put in us why we are here, we still reject the reason of why we are where we at and why we are going in the direction that we are going in. As I see everything and I'm looking at it and I realize that all this time he's saying this need be, this need be. He's telling me what he's been telling me since I was a little girl. These ways started from the kingdom, Deborah. I already know who's marked. I already know who's coming back eternal. I already know who's in the lake of hell and going to the lake of fire. I already know. And a lot of times you could know if you knew the way he has orchestrated it from the kingdom. It's in them. So when you get to Romans chapter 1, it's telling you right there that I put it in them. But they chose truth over unrighteous because righteous was placed in them and they chose unrighteous. And he said they decided to serve themselves. See, y'all, it's not nothing Sister Deborah can say that's going to redeem you out of the hands of Yah. It's nothing I could say that's going to take you out of the Lamb book of life or out of the book to the lake of fire. It's nothing I could say nor do that will remove you out of the order in which heavens has assigned you. All I can say to you is right here today, your actions today on this earth, the way you conduct yourself, the way your feelings and your emotions control you, your destiny, the way you conduct yourself, the way you do things outside of a body, and is who you are. You have every right to conduct yourself in a manner in which you have, and to continue to act in the manner in which you have, because it tells you who's in you, meaning what spirit you represent. You see, and that spirit represented because it's the one that's assigned to the kingdom of heaven or the lake of fire. You see, so while we're down here trying to make everything okay for one and not for the other, we're just going in a direction that our eternal destiny is leading us. It's just leading our spirit back from where it come from. See, it's come from a place of darkness. It returns to the place of darkness. It come from a place of light. It returned to a place of light. So while we are down here trying to convince people of the light, and you're trying to convince people of spirit and truth, the Father is saying, Deborah, it's in them. You're just a confirmation that sparks the light that's already in them. You're just a confirmation that pulls up spirit and truth that's already in them. So when you're hoping and you're thinking that on the earth it's going to bring something in a unity, or on the earth it's going to bring light together, no. Because the darkness is going to call itself the light. And you're not going to be able to really combat the fact that that individual is darkness. That's a part of the game on the earth in this day and time. He said that all these things that's coming to the earth, the judgment, the wrath, the lawlessness, he's speaking of the perilous times and the tribulation. You're going to do exactly what you're doing, Deborah. You see it. You're going to see it. But it's not going to overtake you, because you seeing it already is your long suffering. You see it is your endurance, because it's nothing you can do about it. So now you got to long suffer it. You got to endure. And what is that? That which thou seest, that you cannot change. So when he was telling me about all the things that we as a people have created and built, and how white people have snatched it and claimed it and did, I said to him, the question is, you say to me, that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. Is he speaking to or about truth? Is it that truth going to come to the light? Or is it darkness? That made him step back and think about that. Because when he was saying this, the multitude was there. And he turned to the disciples to say these words. And these words were speaking. Let me see. Where was it at? I can't remember. Luke chapter 12. Let me go there. I'm trying to keep the sun. Let me go to Luke chapter 12. In Luke chapter 12, that's why I say you have to really, when you speak in Luke chapter 12, and let's go to verse 2. No, let's go to verse 1. Let's just go Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. And it reads, in the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, inasmuch that they trotted one another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, be aware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrites. And that's what he has warned me about. He said, just because they're in the midst of you, just because they're saying they worship this and they this and they this, many of them are hypocrites because they're playing a role. It's on the earth today as it was yesterday. It's called role playing. People are playing such a role that they can't see their role for eternal. But you should be able to know, am I serving? Am I serving? Am I laboring? Do I have the fruits of the Spirit? Has he given me the long suffering? Has he given me the endurance spirit in the Spirit? Or am I serving the way of the world? That which give me more pleasure and pleasing myself. Now listen to this. He continued to say to the disciples in verse 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hidden that shall not be made known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in the dark shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear, in the closet, shall be proclaimed upon the housetop. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that can kill the body, and after that has no more they can do. Verse 5, but I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he has killed has power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him, which is the Father. Okay? So also he's telling them that there are going to be nothing covered that will not be revealed. So this is where you see also the end days where things are being revealed that you all thought that it was the way that you came up, in the way that you believed, in the way that you interpret things. But here is actually giving you a way of knowing that there are things that has been covered up. There are things that has been hidden. There are things that's in the dark that's going to come to light. So what it's telling you is speaking of those things are the things that were dark, but they coming to light because they were the lies. Okay? The lies is coming to the light. Now, my thing to my ex-husband was, I want him to measure the fact that the things that are wrong, that are lies, that are dark, being in the dark and hidden, Like all these gifts that we have had and all these abilities that our people have created and invented, that has come to the light. What you gonna do with it? What is it? What are you gonna benefit from what they have all done? Right here today, people say, okay, a rapper then made many a million dollars and he gave back to the community because he gave every kid a bike. How is that enhancing righteous or enhancing spirit and truth? You see what I'm saying? So what is it that Yeshua is saying to the disciples about things being covered that's going to be revealed? Truth. He wanting us to understand truth is the only thing that can be revealed in this day and time. We're looking for our self-righteous to be revealed, and Yah wants you to know will not be revealed. Only thing that's going to be revealed is truth. And that's what Sister Deborah come to bring, the truth of the whole matter. Not the lie, but the truth of the whole matter. And what is happening is he's telling the disciples that the time will come that even things that y'all have said, it's going to be in the closet. Sister Deborah is going to bring it out. You see? That which was in the dark, Sister Deborah is going to bring it out. You see? We're in the time where it says, what's that where it says, not truth, the end days where the truth, no, it wasn't the truth. Was it the truth? Knowledge shall increase. It's the knowledge of truth. That's why he was saying that to the disciples, that even what you spoke in the closet is going to be revealed in the light, because it was spoken way back and no one said anything. No one's able to tell you what the disciples were saying and what they meant. But Yah is letting you know in these days that we are in, everything that they have spoken, it's going to be very clearly understood in the light, because that's why I always explain to you all, you have to have the light in this thing. You have to know spirit and truth. These people have been teaching for years and years and years, and teaching still yet today, especially on these platforms. They have no light, nor do they have spirit and truth. But it was said that knowledge shall increase. That knowledge also bounced off of this. The hidden things will come to the light. Okay? And the only thing that's worth coming to the light today is truth and righteous. That's it. I don't give a rest behind about nothing else. That's the only thing that can stand on this earth full force with all power. It's truth and righteous. All this other bull crap, that's where knowledge is coming to bring you more truth and righteous of what was spoken and never got to be said thousands of years. He's going to allow it to be said. Knowledge shall increase. Now, this knowledge is not saying it's increasing to the world. No, it's increasing to those who represent as represented as the servant of Yah. Knowledge increasing is not for those who are not of Yah. Servant. It's for those that are servants of Yah. What he's saying, if you go back to Luke chapter 1, you'll realize it's speaking of the disciples. No, the multitude, a great number of multitude in the presence. But then as you see, he be telling you a lot of them are hypocrites. And then he began to tell them in verse 2. He's speaking it to the disciples. Now he was separating the two. The multitude on this left and the disciples on this right. And he turns to the disciples and begin to tell them, ain't nothing going to be hidden. Nothing you're going to say in the closet is not that will not be revealed. And that's my calling. That's my purpose, is to speak spirit and truth, to bring the light to its fullness. So when we running around here thinking that things in the dark, like the example of my ex-husband was that these ladies were scientists for many of years, many of years. And they, many, no, not many of years, but yeah, for years. And we end up just having a movie telling us about what they did. After all this time, the white people claimed it as something they came up with. That's everything. That's their job. Kill, steal, and destroy. They fit. They are the nationality that fits so well with the synagogue of Satan. I don't know why people ain't gripped that. It ain't meant for you to grip it because it's something he says it is in you. It is not something that you just hear Sister Deborah say. Sister Deborah can talk to you for 1,000,000 years and you still ain't going to understand it. It's only for those whom it is given to. Knowledge is only going to increase to the ones that are the servants of the Most High Yah. And when he said to the disciples, ain't nothing going to be hidden because the true servants is going to bring them out in the end days to make it make sense because it is sense from the kingdom. This going back to tell you who you represent. It's already in you to do either right or to do either wrong. So when you wonder, when Sister Deborah, you're always talking about Judith and us, you need to be talked about because we're at the end day. It's over. Okay? What you're about to experience as a people is perilous times, tribulation, judgment, the wrath, lawlessness at its highest. Oh yeah, you can hide behind it, but I can't hide behind it. I'm speaking truth. According for Sister Deborah to speak truth, she got to live by that bad boy. She got to understand that no matter what, just speak truth. Yep, you might fall under these categories and it happening to you, but still what? Speak truth. So what I'm saying is all of these things let me give you a better way of saying it. When they talk about perilous times and tribulation and lawlessness and the judgment of Yah and the wrath of Yah, it didn't say Europeans. It didn't say white people. It didn't say other nations. It didn't say Judah or Israel. It meant for all on the earth. It's going to go through this. And according for you to go through it and Yah bring you through, you have to have a mind believing that these things are things of the Father. And these things need be. These things have to come to pass. This is where Yah got you. You see? And you don't focus on when I'm scared. I don't like that feeling. I don't like nobody saying that. Oh, that hurt my feelings. Oh, I'm scared of that. Oh, that's negative. Oh, that's energy, negative. All of that is people who live and die in darkness because they don't want the truth as light to be shined. And he just told the disciples that everything that's hidden going to be revealed. Everything that's in the dark, in the sense, going to come to light. Now, it's not coming to light because you're listening to me. It's not coming to light. It's only coming to light to those individuals who are the light. That's why I explained to you the light get brighter and brighter and brighter. That's where it's coming to light. Hidden, the only one going to find it is those that is in the light. Remember, narrow is the gate that leads you to the way, and very few shall find it. You see? So it's a lot of things. That's why I say it's a lot of times you have heard me talk and try to talk a person into going to the throne of the Father with their wicked and evil ways to make sure they are who they say that they are and they think that they are. Instead of just using your fleshly mouth saying, I'm in there, I got my keys, I know I'm going, I don't care what she say, I don't care what she think, I don't care what she teach. But yet still come on here looking at Sister Deborah and not only looking, but taking heed to what Sister Deborah is saying. That doesn't mean anything, not in the kingdom, because the kingdom already got it written who's who and what's what before the foundation of the world. You see? So uh uh uh, uh the problem with what he was saying was wanting to give. I felt he wanted me to give them glory for all the things that our people have created and invented and done. You can't give them glory if what they have done has not glorified the Father. Why are you glorifying man? It's just like the rappers. Judas should be getting rid of all the rappers because there's nothing the rappers doing to enhance their nation, their tribe. But Judah is a people who wants nothing but darkness in the midst at all times. And the people who are not set up like Judah's ways, they won't say a word. I understand that because our words can't change them. But guess what? At least we know that light has been revealed in the midst of it. And see, that's why a lot of people don't understand. That's the purpose of the light, to show up darkness. But people would think that, oh, I got the light. I know I'm in there. But they think that the light is for them. They don't understand. Nope, the light is to only show up, shine on darkness. It never was for you, but that's how people have made it for them. And in that case, it is for you. It's for you and your flesh. See, that's another bad thing, because people think that when you're saying something, or you bashing this and you're bashing this and you're bashing this, oh, you're hard on this and you're hard on this and you're hard. No, 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 no. Let that be what you see, what you understand, because that's how darkness must see things to be comfortable in living in darkness. They have to see it the way it's revealed to them, in a way that's comfortable for them to continue to live the way that they're living. Okay. Now, he wanted me to talk about how the whites have stolen all of those things that we have invented, and it is 100% true. But everything that we have invented, we should have spoke it down generation in generation so it'll get to us. But what we are a people that waits for other gods. We always serve other gods. We think the white people are gods. We treat them like they're gods, okay? And you see, they treat brown skinned people like they trash. But that's where they know that something is wrong with brown skinned people, is because they continue to treat you like you trash, and you continue to treat them like they God. You see? So right then, you can't be human. When you can't feel the ways of human, something is wrong with you. Just like Sister Deborah was saying 3 years ago, all the way up until now. Judah, look at Deuteronomy end game. Look at Deuteronomy 28 end game, y'all. It's saying something about destroy. They will not teach it. They will not preach. There's brown skinned people that will go the way of the door to hell before they go in the door to eternal life. For real. So you have to understand, in the spirit of who Yah is, that right hand has already handpicked his. And even if I'm in it or if I'm not, it's not going to change the way I feel about him being all that and something. Because what? He has all power. He has all authority. He needs all honor. He is all glory. He is all exalted in the name of Ahaya, being everything that he wants to be and how he wanted to be. I mean, he's all that and some. And he don't need you and he don't need me. He's going to always be that to me, whether it's hell bound or the lake of fire bound or heaven. I still choose him. And I ain't ashamed of it. I am not ashamed of it. So when he was saying all these things our brown skinned people have done, If we done so much good, why didn't we translate it into a history of our generations? Why didn't we teach? Look what our generation of children are at today. Lost with a cause and without. Just lost. I now heard someone and just done something to my little heart because they came out real. Oh, they just gonna tell the truth there. They came out with truth. And how uh, 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 we would stand and we would continue to do all these wicked and evil things. And the moment someone says something we are doing, then we're saying they're bothering us. Because in us is wicked and evil. It is in us to do the things that does not please Yah. And when we do it like that brawl that they had, they should have left that fight in Cincinnati between that white man and the one that got hit. Bam. That's it. And if anybody else jump in it, you jump in it as one on one. Do not go showing your tails. But what you did is what heavens allowed you to do. I want to check y'all on that. Heavens allowed it because what is happening as I see, I must speak, Father Yah. As I see, Father Yah, is that okay? As I see it, it's ushering in the full impact of nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. That means people against people, as it is prophesied in the order. That means, y'all, it's on chaos. Our own people do things so bad to one another, and then they do things to others that usher all of us being liable for their actions. That's why people don't understand. Because they thinking, okay, if they did this, if they did this, that's on them. No, baby. They're measuring all of us. Sister Deborah cannot go to the auctions and nowhere the state sales, which I haven't been in a long time, but I'm just still saying I can't go to. I can't go. There go that fan. It's going to stay down there, just like I said. I just didn't want to make noise. But it's going to, it affects all of us. There's places and communities I would go into. I'm not, I got, let me get this in because it's going to keep making noise. I'm not going to have that leeway to go without being looked at. Now, I want to clear that up. I clear something up. I want to say this. I want to say this. Everything is being fulfilled according to the Spirit of Yah that is embedded in us, according to His teaching, not the teaching of the book. It's the teaching of the Spirit that rests within. Now, while we're thinking that a lot of us, and I'm gonna tell you, this shows me that there's an issue with Judah, because Judah believed that Yah is punishing the Europeans right now. No, baby, He's punishing the world. Judgment, perilous time is not for the United States and not Russia. It's for the world. That's what a lot of people don't understand. These things that has been prophesied was prophesied to the world. Now, when he's coming after Israel, Babylon, he lets you know, I'm coming after where Satan's territory resides. Many of you all don't have any sense to know that if you reside in the land where Satan's seat is at and where Satan resides and his synagogues are here, you have to bag everything up into this country to realize what is going on here. Instead, many people are looking at over there and over there and over there and over there. And there, by the United States being over the media, they're going to make you see that things are happening all over the world to keep you from seeing what is actually going on. And people aren't content with that. They content with the ways that it's taking place, the lives that's being lost. They're so comfortable with tribulation. They're so comfortable with perilous time to where I can't get comfortable in what I am seeing. So he say, I tell you what, I give you some endurance. I give you the endurance spirit and the long suffering because you're going to need it. While they over here enjoying it because it hasn't hit all the way from the front door to the back door of where they reside. They thinking that as long as it's out there and it's going on, it's okay. But I am the individual who say it can be you today and me tomorrow. It can be me today and you tomorrow. So that's how I tackle everything that's actually I'm able to see. I'm seeing it for really what I see it. I'm seeing it from the spiritual standpoint and bringing it into the natural and then taking it back into the spirit, where you hear a lot of people prophesying on these devil platforms about individuals. Oh, TD Jakes is this here. This person is going to die, or this person is going to do this, or he's going to destroy this. I noticed that celestial lady has such a demonic way of capturing the minds of people, where she will go into the scriptures and she will master what it's saying just to come back and tell you, well, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Baby, it's already happened in Yah. You ain't telling nobody nothing, because what you're telling is the world. Sister Deborah trying to instill it to Judah. You telling the world. But when it come down to I'm gonna get you, he's gonna get you, he's gonna get you, you will never hear her really dig deep into the Europeans. You won't hear me dig deep, and I give you the reason why. My reason is because they're hell bound. That's how I see it. They born to hate, a perpetual hate. They're born to kill, steal, and destroy. Do we say all of them? No. No, you don't put all of them in there, because I've met some that already speak in spirit and truth. So I can't put all of them in there. But the majority, especially the ones that's clowning on these medias and these clowns in this government and these clowns in the United States, all of them has already received in them their mission to the lake of fire. So what do you want them to do on the earth? You want them to do what? Why would you want Donald Trump or anybody to do anything to you positive or good or righteous on the earth if they are in them is already key to the kingdom? Not to the kingdom, to the keys to the bottomless pit for eternal lake of fire. So what are they gonna come up here and do and try to be righteous? You can't do it. So a lot of you all get caught up in that, because you all believe that if I can listen to this, I can listen to hear it. I know I'm gonna be in there. And this one said this. That's what I was saying about a lot of times when it really opened my eyes when people try to give you videos and you realize they're entertaining this type of video. They don't see it's not spirit and truth. They don't see the light. It's not in it. They don't see righteous. They don't see the Father. It's not getting the glory and can't get the glory in. They don't see none of that. They just somewhere in them. It's in them who they already serving. You get the point I'm making? It's already rooted in them. And it's not going nowhere. It's just who they are. And it's not for Sister Deborah to put a change or to do anything different. But Sister Deborah is just going to continue to come out and speak. And then on my old page, I'm not going to, when I'm speaking regarding things like this, I'm not going to allow monetize to touch it. I'm going to speak what I need to speak and put it out there so no commercials can interrupt. And I have that, I can do that. So this would be one of those videos. But again, because the moment I put it under monetize, then they're going to cut the video off because of the level of spirit and truth that's being spoken regarding them. Okay, so if I don't put it monetized, say cut it out, you don't need a few pennies. You guys, It is so crooked the way they do things. They will put a commercial on your video for 4 to 5 minutes and turn around and give you 12 cents for that video when you do advertisement that way. But this is how crooked it is. And in the midst of it being this crooked, you hear all these people on YouTube talking about they making money and they doing this and they doing that. Sure, you're going to make money as long as you're teaching the lie. You're going to make plenty of it. So I just wanted to put that out to add that on to her. But another thing is, I think that's going to have to end it because I think I've gotten a couple of texts. Hopefully these people will come in, and it's just a lot of things that I have to get rid of. And it rained and everything got rained on, and it made and you all, like I said, I was so mad. I was so mad with y'all. And when I said I was so mad, it's not the type of mad that y'all don't look at me and say, so what? You know, I know what I'm saying. I know who he is in me. You know, I know that he knows what I mean when I say I'm mad at him. It's not the mad that you would be mad at someone. It's not your outer flesh mad, you know. It's not that type of madness. So that's another thing about having the Holy Spirit. It fully understands you even before you think it. That's the beauty of it all. It knows you, you know. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And I will be back. And I say unto you, shalom and shalom.